mobile to a life of duty. At 9:20 on Channel 5 and My 5. Battling it out in the ring for light heavyweight glory. Catch Lyndon Arthur versus Liam Cameron in live championship boxing tonight at 10. Now on Channel 5 and My 5, Jeremy Vine.
Today, should Rishi Sunak axe the candidates caught in the election betting scandal? Would you vote to scrap the monarchy? And were fans wrong to boo England at the Euros? With me, Jeremy Vine. Morning, welcome to the show. It's Friday the 24th of June. Oh my goodness, the election is getting closer, I can confirm. Joining me today, we've only got the journalist Yasmin Alibi Brown and comedian Jeff Norcott. Welcome, guys. And to our show. First, should Rishi Sunak axe the Tory candidates caught in the election betting scandal? This thing is a nightmare for him now. The Prime Minister said he was incredibly angry that two candidates are being investigated for allegedly putting money on the date of the election before it was angry. The two candidates are being investigated for allegedly putting money on the date of the election before it was announced. He wanted to boot out anyone found guilty of wrongdoing. Keir Starmer says he's shown a lack of leadership by failing to stand them down now. So they will still be standing to become MPs. Do you think they should? And then would you vote to scrap the monarchy? George Galloway's Workers' Party have pledged a referendum on the royal family. I think that's a gathering of the Workers' Party there. He said he wants to get rid of them, but keep Princess Anne as president. What about that for a plan? Then England fans booed the national squad last night. Gareth Southgate's men were jeered after their lacklustre draw with Denmark. Was it okay for fans to boo their own team while abroad? They are still top of their group. Maybe they should be cut some slack. They can still win this thing. There's the papers and everything else. We'll be joined by the brilliant House of the Dragon star, Jamie Kennard. She'll tell us all about the new series of the Game of Thrones spin-off. At 11:15, Storm will meet the 80-year-old who roller skates 100 miles a week. That sounds good. And I'll show you now how to get in touch. Since we're in a football frame of mind, let's use a football here to show our number. 020-7862-2222. 16p per minute from a landline. 16p. Mobile may be dearer. We also have social media, and here it comes. So, we have got X, formerly Twitter, and then we're on Threads, the Facebook as well, Instagram. I'm on that, by the way, enjoying it. TikTok and YouTube. So if you go on YouTube or any of the internet sites, well, not any, type Jeremy Vine on 5, you should find us. Yeah, steer clear of some of them. So panels. Oh, I had a little moment this morning I want to run past you, right? So I'm cycling in, and I'm past at speed. Have a look at this. Wow. At that speed, I can't see his number plate. That was, I don't know how fast that was. What do you say? That seemed like it could be 60, 70 miles an hour.
It's always that thing with motorcyclists, and you have it sometimes on motorways, that over short bursts they get up to incredible speeds, and I wonder if sometimes, in a way, they evade detection because it happens over such a short burst. Yeah.
The policemen told me they got what they call Mars bar plates now, where the number plate, they buy a plate that's no bigger than a Mars bar.
Oh.
And when they get stopped, they say, oh, sorry, I didn't realise. But they know that it means that they can't be seen.
Well, I live on the main road, and you should see this. It's supposed to be 30. And the motorbikes, especially on Friday and Saturday, because there's a motorbike cafe near us, it's appalling what they're doing.
Well, that guy's riding so fast. I did look at myself. There's no way I can see his number plate. But also, he's got someone sitting on the back. There's two of them. So it's one of those things you come and you think, if you go fast, they take your number plate down and you get prosecuted. If you go really fast, no one can see him. Well, he's at the speed where he becomes invisible.
I mean, there's been a lot of, if you drive around London, you've got a lot of these 20 mile an hour limits, and it's very frustrating for car drivers. We often talk about at 30 what damage is done at 40, but it seems that there's
people he'd met on a night out following a music festival. Next morning, he ran a friend to say he left the north of the island, but was lost and in need of water and almost out of phone battery. And the friend thinks he could be in severe danger and fears something sinister is going on. Jay's mum, Debbie, says he may have been kidnapped. Spanish police say that's probably not the case. There's hunting now. There's echoes of the Michael Mosley case here, but they're hunting in the wilder part of Tenerife, the national park, for him. And you can see the family just really going out of their minds with worry. It's his first time. 19's no age, is it, Jeff? First time
No, I mean,
on his own.
I mean, you know, the cliches make a lot of sense. It's your worst nightmare. You know, I've got a son. You know, there's one of the things you want to give them liberty. You don't want to be one of these helicopter parents. But this kind of thing is exactly the anxiety that parents have. I mean, I hope to God, we're talking about 4 days here. I hope to God that we're still in the realms where, you know, there is a hope that he could be found. But you do worry, yeah.
But I don't know whether he had wheels himself. I'd seen a report saying he went to see a friend 20 miles from his hotel, and then he started a journey to head back 20 miles, but then for some reason he started doing it on foot.
There was no bus or something like that.
But then he's gone into this car which didn't belong to him, so...
Oh, they know that, do they?
Yeah, well, that's what was seen, or was thought to have been seen. But basically, he was last seen, or last heard from, making this call to his friend, and the mobile phone ran out while he was making the call. So, hopes and prayers with Jay's family, especially, who are just worried sick about it. Okay, last night, Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer, as well as the Lib Dem and SNP leaders, were grilled by the brilliant Fiona Bruce on BBC Question Time and the audience. And the audience really let the Prime Minister have it when he stood by his vow to leave the European Court of Human Rights if they continue to prevent Rwanda flights from taking off. Take a look.
There's only 2 other countries in the world that don't subscribe to DCHR. Russia and Belarus. Sir, with the greatest respect, we do not need a foreign court to tell us how to police our borders and our security, right? And I believe that everything we're doing is in compliance with our international obligations. But if I'm put in a position where I'm forced to choose between those things, I'm going to put our country's national security first every single time, and I make absolutely no apology about that.
Very interesting, being shouts of shame. Keir Starmer didn't have an easy ride either. He got a grilling from Fiona Bruce about supporting the previous Labour leader, Jeremy Corbyn, who he's since tried to disown, and he's now worked on a better answer to this.
Just ask this yes or no. When you said Jeremy Corbyn would make a good Prime Minister, did you mean it?
Look, he would be a better Prime Minister. Well, look what we got, Boris Johnson. A man who made massive promises, didn't keep them,
Okay,
and then had to leave Parliament
not
in
answering the question.
disgrace.
Did you think he'd make a great, not even just a good, a great Prime Minister?
I didn't think we were in a position to win that election. And the more I look
That's
at the
not an
preparation
answer.
we've now
That's
done,
not an answer.
the more I look at the preparation we've now done, the more convinced I am about that.
I don't get why. It's odd, this, isn't it? What's going on with
I
Starmer?
don't know.
Why is he getting tripped up on it's just a simple thing. He
It's
just needs
not
to
a
say, look,
simple
I was
thing
in...
because everybody can see he said so much, including this, and then he's backtracked on it. And what he could have said, look, remember he said he's my friend and my colleague, he'd make a great Prime Minister.
Great Prime Minister's problem, yeah.
That I decided to put the country and party before that, and I had to turn on him.
Why
turn
didn't he
away.
just say, look, when I said I thought he'd be a great Prime Minister, I was fibbing. It was a white lie. I said it
Yeah,
because
you could do that.
I was in the shadow cabinet, and it's your job to have collective responsibility. Why not just say that?
That's what I increasingly wonder, where he just goes, it's politics. Come on. Sometimes we say things because we have to. Obviously, he would have been a disaster. I mean, the thing about it that's so odd is the most obvious question. Low-hanging fruit, half-body. He would have been prepped for this all this time, and that is what he comes up with.
Well, okay,
He
it's
keeps
a swerve.
saying we weren't going to win. That's not the question.
Not the question. No. So,
Not
so
the question.
the question is, why did you tell us that Corbyn would be a great Prime Minister when you didn't think he would be? And his answer is, I never thought we would win. Why doesn't he just instead say, look, come on, Fiona, you weren't born yesterday.
Yeah.
That's your reply.
Yeah,
right?
the real
This is politics. This is what you do.
Give Fiona Bruce and the public enough credit to be honest with them about how politics works. I think the problem with Paul Starmer, and look, for my money, he's going to win. He's going to win.
Oh, he might get more than 500 seats.
Regardless of what happens here. But I do think the British public are getting a bit of an insight into the man, and there's definitely a slipperiness. That is the characteristic. Slippery Starmer.
No, mate, it might be the opposite. He might not be a very good liar, and that's a good quality. If it's every time he tries to evade a question, everyone goes, "Oh, we saw that." He's like the magician. He's trying to hide the card, and you see where it's gone. What about Sunak though last night? He looked tetchy.
Well, he's always looking tetchy.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh no, mostly not.
Oh God,
He looks
the
like he can't wait to
I
get
now
out.
begin to think, he's so tired. He wants out so badly that he's actually trying to lose.
Well, he may be trying to lose his own seat.
Yeah.
Because that's
Because
now in
you've got
play.
the D-Day thing. Then you've got this awful gambling thing
We're
that
gonna
has
talk about that.
alleged gambling.
Well, alleged.
But also his performance last night
Yeah.
was appalling.
He's like the guy who comes around and says, "You parked in my space," and you have to say, "Look, the space outside your house isn't your space, mate." He just gets really angry for
Well,
that.
he does. I mean, he could all come out with the Tigger thing, looking like he's trying to win Junior Apprentice. That Rishi thing, and then he slowly got beat down over
But you know, who in the situation he's in, who on earth could get through this?
Oh, I'd be in tears.
It's horrendous. So we're going to talk about the latest scandal. You can't believe what's happening now. They've got a gambling scandal now inside the Conservative Party. Of all the things, gambling on the date of the election when people knew what it was. What's going on? 0207 862 2222. Do you think you should get rid of them all now, or say no? We wait till it's proven. We'll hear from you in just a moment. Which of these names is a baby girl in Scotland accidentally given after a birth certificate error? Is it pasty, bagel, or steak bake? What a great question. Answer coming.